Gliding started as a sport in the 1920s. Its Olympic dream was short-lived, interrupted by World War II. Gliders were turned into a weapon of war. It has still never returned to the world stage, but it's popular in Europe as a way of training pilots and as a casual sport.
Hi, I'm Anna and I'm here today with Wenshu. We're going to just look through what goes into the setting up of a glider plane. So can you just talk us through what goes into the setting up of a glider?
Yeah, so normally on a beautiful day we decide to fly. So it's quite simple. You're basically taking the fuselage out, which David is doing right now. And once the main fuselage is out, you start assembling the wings. In my glider, we usually do the right wing first, followed by the left wing.
Is there a particular reason for that, or just habit?
I think it's just habit. And once you get into that routine, it's much easier to judge what distance you should be, pulling and placing your trestles, essentially.
So what goes into attaching the wings? Is it just to kind of sticking them in?
Yeah, almost. You can see all these little sort of things sticking out on the side. So they are one of the holes where you stick the main spar into, so that you can secure by the main pin.
So those are almost like rudders on a boat, I guess?
Yeah, similar.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
the rudder itself is separately controlled. Here it's always being attached because the rudder pedals are all the way in the front. So for the wings, it's primarily the ailerons and air brakes.
Yeah. So is this something that is quite labour intensive? They look quite heavy.
Yeah, it is very heavy. So my glider is, you can get lighter ones. The modern version are made of carbon fibre, and they're a lot lighter, and you can easily rig with 2 people. So I would say whenever I hold the wingtip, that's easily 20 kilo or so.
Yeah.
The wing root can be even heavier, can be up to 30 or 40. So yeah, it does require definitely teamwork to build it together.
So is there anything you can tell me about the make of this particular plane?
This glider is called a DG300. It was manufactured in 1985. It was previously owned by a gentleman in Netherlands, and it was brought into UK probably around 2000 or so. It's a 15-meter glider made of glass fibre. Obviously there are many more modern gliders than this, but for me at my level it's perfectly fine for doing some cross-country flights, claiming badges, and just having a leisure soar when the weather is good.
With all this talk of flying, I wanted to see what the hype was about, so the team kindly let me have a try.
Don't worry, you're not going to use them.
Okay. So I just went up in my first glider flight. It's really different from kind of commercial planes and what you might be used to travelling in.
Yes, I imagine it's really quite a new experience for you. A lot of people are amazed at it. And you had a winch launch, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
So how did you find the acceleration on that?
It is kind of like going up a roller coaster.
Definitely.
So you feel that push back into the seat. And that I found, that's where the adrenaline kicks in, but as soon as the winch lets go and you've had that kind of clonk, it's suddenly really peaceful and it's a really kind of smooth flight.
Absolutely. So when you're on a winch launch, the acceleration, well, you're going from 0 to about 80 miles an hour in about 5 seconds. So that was quite a lot of acceleration, and the angle that you're going up at is about 45 degrees. So you may have noticed that very quickly you feel like you're lying on your back and your feet are in the air a bit.
Out, all out, all out, all out, all out.
And then once the cable's been released, instead of going down the escalator, you just kind of level off and you get to enjoy your flight a bit more. Did you manage to see much at all?
Yeah. So I could see Cambridge in the distance and Grafton Water in the kind of opposite direction, which was nice because I spent a lot of time there as a kid actually. And you know, I remarked on how odd it is, because I know this area really well, but you're just seeing it from a completely different angle.
That is one of the key points about gliding, I think, is you get to take part in something that only a few members of society do see, and once you are flying, it does give you a different perspective on the local landscape, and you feel very privileged to be part of that.
I was interested to find out more about the culture of the sport, so I spoke to Rebecca Bryan, a director of the British Gliding Association.
So just looking around me, it seems you have a quite nice range of people, range of ages, genders. Is it a particularly diverse sport? Do you struggle to get people in from certain groups?
2 years ago, the British Gliding Association put out a new vision statement, and as part of that vision statement, the intent is that gliding will over time change to represent the demographics of society. We aren't there right now. There's about 5% of glider pilots are women. So yes, it's something that we're working on.
It's good to hear that, you know, the official higher-ups have, you know, acknowledged that, and you're, you know, working towards it. And obviously you're here, so we must be getting somewhere.
Yes, there's an organisation called Women Glide as well that I'm part of, and the goal of Women Glide is to encourage more women into the sport and to help feed them through into elite level competition.
Gliding is a sport of contrasts. A weapon of war has become a peaceful way to escape a busy world, and a male-dominated province is starting to become more gender balanced.